And now back to Bobby Likis Car Clinic and your host, Bobby Likis.
Let's go to Chris and talk about his 2000 Ford F-150. Chris, thanks for holding. Welcome to Bobby Likis Car Clinic.
Hey, thanks, Bobby. I appreciate it. Hey, yeah, I have a question on that. It's a great running vehicle, but lately I've had some trouble with the car turning over. All of a sudden, I'll turn the key off, the ignition off, and it will just be dead, almost like there's a dead battery, but it won't even do anything. And then we changed the solenoid in the vehicle, and that seemed to work. It was on the firewall there. We changed that out, and it's been great. But all of a sudden, every now and then now, it keeps going back to that where it just turned off. And all of a sudden, I mean, I could turn it off right now and turn it back on, and it might not start. And I could be in the middle of the city or doing some business and be stranded. Didn't know if you think that's an electrical issue or if the solenoid is bad and we need to replace it again or what.
Well, there's an easy test. The next time that it refuses to start, turn the headlights on and see if the headlights work. And maybe you know this already. Does the radio, will it play? In other words, is it a starting crank issue or is it a total blackout issue?
It is a total blackout.
Okay.
And I didn't even think about the headlights, but now that you say it, no, the radio, nothing works. It completely goes dead.
Okay, there's a main connector, and of course you need a wiring diagram, and a technician can find that. But is this a common problem? I mean, if you brought it to the shop, maybe it would act up or maybe not? I mean, how many times a day does it happen?
It's very random, actually. For a little while there, it was once a week, maybe once a month, and then it got almost every other day. But then we changed the solenoid, and that kind of made it go away. And then I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, I stopped at a Walmart, turned the car off, came back out, and it was dead as a doornail. Now here's the funny part: is I can, since it's the standard, I can push it, jump it up, or pop the clutch, it'll start right up, no problem. So that's where I'm trying to figure out what is the issue.
It's a main issue, and I think you're going to find that it is a ground issue. And the way that we check that, and the way that a shop will check that, is check the battery voltage at the battery terminal. Check the battery voltage at the engine block, at the starter solenoid, and if you have 12.2 volts at the battery, you should have 12.2 or maybe 12.1 at the starter. The challenge is when you take that voltage and go from the battery through the firewall to the ignition switch, back from the firewall to the starter, now you've traveled 3 times the distance. So that's what's called voltage drop. Current loss is voltage loss. So you go to the starter, turn the key, and you check for voltage at the key. You're probably getting you're getting no voltage because you're losing the whole dash, you're losing the headlights, you're losing everything. So there's a quick disconnect, and that's going to be a module, and it's going to be probably in the main fuse box. I would say that's the first place that I would look. I'm not advising you to go there, but I will say this. If you had a bad ground, that would cause an erratic problem. So the easiest and best thing that you could do, because you could spend $100 or $500 in chasing this errant or erratic behavior. So what I would do is pay a technician to disconnect and reconnect all of the battery connections. Now, I don't mean every wire in the car here, Chris. I'm just talking at the battery, at the block, at the starter, and where the connections go into the main fuse panel that feed the car on the inside. And look for voltage drop, and he or she will be able to find what's causing this problem. And that's what I would advise you to do. That's where we would start. Any questions?
Yeah, that's great. That's perfect.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate your call. Yeah, where are you calling from?
We're in Daytona Beach,
okay.
And of course we love you around here, 1150 a.m.
Yeah, 1150. Yeah, that's a great station. Thanks for calling. Always great to hear from Daytona and Ormond Beach.